Hi, and welcome to this video edition of Strategy with Spirit Easing. Well, this holiday season falls in a really interesting time, doesn't it? This is the most talked about month in human history. We've got 12-12-12 coming up in a few days, the 21st of December, the 22nd of December. So I thought that what I would do with this Strategy with Spirits edition is focus on these energies and how we can use this symbology to help us set up 2013 so that we can fly and have the best year ever. And yes, there's going to be a 2013. So the perspective that I'm going to take is that what you focus on increases, and what we focus on collectively increases exponentially. And through a law of nature called the law of growth, when it is that you have a thought, it seeks to grow, and it seeks other thoughts like itself to grow and grow and grow until such time that it reaches a vibrational critical mass that it then brings into your experience that which you are thinking. So it's really critical during this time of craziness with all sorts of ideas flying around the universe that we focus on what it is that we want to have happen rather than what it is that we do not want to have happen. And that's a nice segue into talking about 12-12-12 and its significance. I don't know if you've heard of somebody called Pythagoras, but if you took math, you probably learned about the Pythagoras triangle. Well, Pythagoras was an ancient Greek, and he lived in the time of 500 BC. He was one of the very first mathematicians and philosophers, and a lot of what we have in maths today comes from discoveries that Pythagoras made. Well, Pythagoras was also the father of a science of numbers called numerology. And the Chinese, the Japanese, the Hebrews, the Egyptians, the Phoenicians, early Christians, Mayans and Incas, these were all cultures that used the science of numbers or numerology to help them understand a little bit more about themselves, the universe they live in, and their relationship to the divine. So in numerology, the number 12 is a signpost. It's kind of drawing attention for us to have a look at that this is a number, firstly, of a completion of a cycle, and also it's said to be about cosmic karma and cosmic harmony being implemented into our material universe. So being a completion then, it's interesting to note that we do have 12 months of the year, and we are in the 12th month of the year. We're completing a cycle, getting ready to start another cycle. There were 12 signs in the zodiac. There were 12 apostles. There are 12 major halftones in music. So the number 12 has actually already had some kind of a significance in the way that we order our lives and our culture. So in just a few days, we're going to have a date that only happens every 100 years, and that's a 12-12-12 date, the 12th of December 2012 in this instance. So it is a significant signpost then for us to pay attention to. We can have some lessons learned here about ourselves, the universe we live in, and our relationship to the divine. And it's made even more significant in numerology because when you add all of those dates up, it comes to 11. And 11 is the first of the master numbers. And master numbers represent opportunities for a giant quantum evolutionary leap, which is what this 12-12-12 is about. Now this quantum leap is said to be in the spiritual realm. And in history, we've had a number of quantum leaps. We've taken many quantum leaps. If you think about the quantum leap from becoming from being nomadic to becoming agricultural and more sedentary in our lifestyle, and then from that taking the quantum leap into the industrial age. The move of women outside of the home, mainly into paid work, that's been a quantum leap for humanity. Having a motor car has been a quantum leap. The cell phone, the iPad, these are all events and inventions that have occurred in moments of human history that have caused us to take a quantum leap in the way that we live. Now this time, we're going to be taking a quantum leap spiritually because 12 is the number of the cosmic karma and the cosmic harmony being implemented into the material world. And that's why many spiritualists are saying this 12-12 date is the gateway to heaven on earth. And that's kind of a nice idea for us to focus on, isn't it, since what we focus on increases. And what we focus on as a collective increases exponentially. So here's something really practical that you can do if you haven't already thought about it, and that's just start to get focusing on what kind of a quantum leap would you like to make individually? What kind of a quantum leap would you like humanity to make? And where would you like to be after the leap has been made? What do you want to be experiencing? What would you like for humanity? Because what we focus on collectively increases exponentially. And there are millions of people around the world from all religions and all walks of life that are focusing on this 12, 12, 12, wondering what's going to happen. And it's very important, therefore, that we are focusing on the highest possibilities coming out of this evolutionary shift. The Mayans are calling this shift that we're moving into one of conscious co-creation. It's time that we take a little bit more of an active role in consciously creating that which it is that we want, rather than sitting in a back seat waiting for everybody else to make changes for us and then moaning and complaining about what those changes are. This is a time of collective co-creation, a very important time. So here are some steps that I'm going to be taking, and I invite you to take them with me, whether you're at home or travelling and you're watching this in a train, wherever it is. These steps are very easy to take, whatever it is that you're doing. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take some meditative time and reflective time, making sure I'm not so busy in my schedule over the next coming days, to think really long and hard about what quantum leap I personally want to take, as well as what I would like to see for humanity and the highest possible outcomes that we can have. And on one piece of paper, I'm going to write down all of these ideas that I have, focusing on the positive. And then on another piece of paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, well, what do we need to let go of? What do I personally need to let go of in order to make that quantum leap? And what does humanity need to let go of in order to make that quantum leap? And then on the eve of the 11th of December, I'm going to take this negative piece of paper here and I'm going to burn it or rip it up, do something depending on whether or not we have a fire ban in my area, because it's bushfire season here in Australia. And I'm going to imagine that it's dissolving right then and there, and then just simply focus on my intentions for this evolutionary quantum leap that we have the opportunity to take if we're going to focus on being part of that. And then on the day of the 12th itself, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play it by ear and be led divinely. Where is it that I'm needed, or what do I need to do if there's anything that I need to do? So what do you think might happen on the 13th? We don't know, do we, until we get to that other side. What do you want to have happen? Where do you want to be on the 13th? That's the whole focus, really, isn't it? But I have a sneaking suspicion that in the days to come, we may hear some major breakthrough has happened in quantum science that gives us even more deeper clues as to who we are, and what our relationship to the universe is, and that there is a purpose for our existence, and there are missions that now need to be done in terms of all of this new knowledge that we have about ourselves to reorganize according to this new thought and this quantum leap that we've taken. That's just my postulation. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. So once again, being that this is a time, it's really important to focus on the positive, and it's even more important that we join the collective of positive thinking and positive intending, because collectively what we focus on increases exponentially. And I'd like to invite you to share this video with people so we can have as many people as possible counteracting all that ugly noise that's going on out there, and really take this time to just focus on the highest potentials and the possibilities. As the song said, we have to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In between. So thanks so much for sharing this video, and I will see you on the other side. Bye for now.